Beyond the Gates time, let's get into it. So Dani is pissed to hear that Bill kicked Chelsea and Naomi out yesterday off of Hayley and her foolishness. So Dani is ready to go over there and give Bill a piece of her mind, and Chelsea's like, no, don't do that. Meanwhile, Bill is telling Hayley that the way she acted yesterday was completely unacceptable and she could never kick his daughters out again. And she's like, oh, it's just your house. And Bill's like, woman, you know what I mean. Ooh, come on, Friday. So Joey and Vanessa are talking about the Heather of it all, and he's just wondering what she wants because she's trying to encroach on his business, and Vanessa's like, don't worry about that because she's never going to be able to do that. And then they start making out, and you know who is in the doorway? Disgusting! Dirty Deanna. That's who's there. So she pretends like she doesn't see them all over each other, and then she walks back a little bit, and she's like, Mom, are you in there? And they clean up really quickly, and she just lets her know that she has Kat's paperwork, and Deanna's like, oh, was I interrupting? And Joey says, nothing we can't pick up later. Hayley and Bill continue to have it out. She's basically like, the girls need to call before they come so I can make myself scarce. And he was like, well, I could have used that type of rationale earlier before you caused this whole situation. And then Hayley's just like, you know what? Let me take my emotional tail up out of here. And she leaves, and we see Bill just suffering from the effects of this stress. Chelsea and Naomi don't want Dani to go over there because they're afraid of what may happen if Bill gets too stressed. But Dani is not listening to what they're saying, and she is on her way over there to set the record straight. Hayley meets up with Randy. She's getting more poison. She talks about how she's been adding a little more and the finish line is in sight, and that she's planning something else for the country club people so they won't know when or why Bill goes to meet his maker. I don't know what else she is planning. So Joey suggests that he, Deanna, and Vanessa celebrate the house, the casino, being so profitable. And Deanna's like, oh, you don't even care about people just losing all their money here. And he's like, guilt is not part of this business. And Deanna's like, that's exactly what a cold-hearted bastard like you would say. And Vanessa's like, apologize to him right now. Deanna, you're cracking. This is not a part of you and Dead Dougie's plan. And of course, Dani burst into Bill's home like hell on wheels, looking for Hayley, threatening Bill. Like, if that little girl says anything to my daughters again, she'll have to deal with me. And I know she remembers that. Oh, Lord. Dani gonna put Bill in the ground before Hayley does. So Vanessa apologizes on Deanna's behalf, and Deanna does do a good job of getting herself together in the moment. So she's able to smooth things out, and she heads out, and Vanessa's just sitting there sulking. So let's see what's next. So Dani continues to lay into Bill, and he tells her that he did check Hayley after the fact, and Dani's like, that's not good enough. You should have checked her in front of the daughters because they need to know that they basically come before Hayley. And Dani was like, oh, by the way, you are a terrible patient. If we were still... And Bill's like, what? If we were still married, I would have never been at a spa while you were laying up in a hospital bed. But this is about our daughter, so let's stick to that. Naomi, Chelsea, and Kat are talking about Hayley's inconsistencies because they found out through conversation with Dani yesterday that Randy is Sammy and Sammy is Randy. And Kat's like, well, you know, if you're not hiding something, why do you need to lie about your identity? I pray to God that investigator Kat gets to the bottom of this, because this is the only thing that girl is good for on this show, and I am tired of Hayley getting away with this. So please let it come out in the open, and I mean before the end of the summer, please. So Hayley's plan is to basically kill Bill while they are vacationing in St. Bart's, because she figures there won't be any prying eyes there, and you know, she can do it cleanly, quickly, without a lot of people in her business. Randy also says that he knows someone down in St. Bart's and they can expedite a death certificate and a cremation. So Hayley is just ready, and Randy tells her, don't celebrate too quick. I'm not gonna celebrate until I see the money in my account. And oh, by the way, go make up with this heifer's daughter's so the optics can appear right. And Hayley's like, but yes, he's right. Now, if you're going to play the game, play it right, Hayley. Vanessa, of course, thanks Joey for his patience and flexibility, and she's upset that Deanna had another moment, and Joey's like, I just wonder about how Deanna's moments are impacting you. Now, this man fully baited her daughter into that crash out, but it is what it is in this game. So then Deanna's at Orphe Jean's and Randy is there as well. And he feels guilty because Joey wants Randy to basically gain Deanna's trust and so he can find out what she's planning. And Randy clearly feels guilty about it. But Deanna's happy to see him and she joins him at his table. So the cousins think that Randy, a.k.a. Sammy, might be Hayley's side piece, and they're talking about what they remember in terms of his description. Like, Chelsea met him once, and she was able to give Kat the rundown. Kat is about to look this man up, and she wants the cousins to work together to figure this out. I am here for the Scooby-Doo mystery team reuniting again. Kat is good for this, so I hope they get to the bottom of it. Dani and Bill are able to smooth things over, and he was like, ooh, you almost sound like you care about me. And she's like, I said dying was not allowed on my watch, and toodles. And she goes out the door, and then Bill calls someone, and he tells them to stay put. He's on his way. We also saw when Dani threw her purse in the chair, some glasses fell. So let's see what they're gonna do about this. So Dani's back at the club, and she's looking for these glasses. She thinks she left them there. Vanessa comes in, and Dani updates her. Then we see Hayley going home. Bill is not there. She finds the glasses on the floor. She's like, I know Bill didn't bring no woman in here. Why do you care if you want to kill him anyways? Whatever. Then she realizes these are Dani's glasses, so she is upset again. So Deanna is telling Randy how she crashed out on Joey, and Randy's like, don't worry about it. You didn't hurt his feelings, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then Kat comes into Orphe G's, and she sees Randy and Deanna hugging. I was like, ooh. Kat's gonna figure this out. Bill goes to visit Naomi and Chelsea to apologize and to bring up boundaries. Basically, girls, please text or call before you come so we don't have any issues. And Chelsea is not trying to hear this, but I can see Naomi thinking about it because he's just like, Hayley's just following my wishes. The way I handle my health is my own, and she's just doing that. And Bill just doesn't want any more issues. After some more discussion, Naomi and Chelsea agree to this new modified visitation plan. Chelsea is still pissed about it, but she agrees anyways. Then we see Hayley stewing over these glasses. She is so mad that she sends a picture to Dani's phone and a text that says, so not my style and stay out of my house. And Dani just bursts out laughing, and she tells Vanessa maybe it was all worth it. I mean, girl, why are you so bothered? Let him go do whatever he's doing. You trying to kill him anyways? Hell, keep him out of your face. Whatever. So Kat and Deanna are wrapping up, and Kat does a great job at uplifting the younger generation as well. She's telling her how she's doing so great as Vanessa's apprentice or whatever she's doing. So then she's like, oh, before you leave, Deanna, who is that man you were over there talking to and hugging? And Deanna's like, oh, him? That's Randy. He and my dad basically grew up together. And Kat was like, oh my gosh. So then Joey calls Randy, and he basically tells him that he does not have to tell Deanna anymore because Joey does not feel she's a threat to his and Vanessa's relationship or anything like that. He's just like, she's an adult with emotional issues and you don't have to be on that anymore. And Randy's relieved because he doesn't really want to do it. So then the waitress comes up to Kat and she's like, oh, do you want to settle out your bill? And Kat's like, no, I actually want some of the famous peach cobbler. She gets it and she pulls up a seat at the bar and she's looking at Randy. So I am ready for Investigator Kat to get to the bottom of this. Maybe we will have a solution before, I don't know, the end of next week. Maybe 2 weeks. But yes, I am ready for this to be brought to the light. I am tired of Hayley getting away with this. I am just tired. We have been doing this for like a year, I think. So I'm like, girl, if you gonna kill him, kill him. But I hope she doesn't really kill Bill. But I am excited to actually see what comes of this. Put Kat to use instead of her fighting with Eva every day, all day, because that's old and tired. Get to the bottom of this and put us out of our misery with this storyline. Until Monday. Like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss what's next.